Hey, good morning, everybody. Dirk Beveridge here, founder of Unleashed WD from our studios here in Barrington, Illinois. Welcome to our fifth day of 10 lessons that we learned during COVID, the 8,760 hours. I am so pleased that you are joining me. This has been a great week. We're going to do it all over next week with the next 5 lessons. And I'm truly honored that you keep coming back and joining me. I love the conversations that we are having. So as you come on in, welcome. Please let me know that you're here. Say good morning. Let me know what's on your mind this morning. And we're going to get going in 2 minutes. Okay, everybody, welcome. Let me know that you're here and looking forward to this, what I believe is going to be a shorter conversation than the last 4. Here we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday. I am so glad that you are here joining me for this 5th day of live LinkedIn as we're having conversations about the lessons that we learned through COVID. As you're coming in, let me know that you're here. Really great to see you. RJ, thanks again for being here, man. I've loved having this conversation with you. And I have to tell you, we just went international. Tony, my dear friend from Milan, Italy. Great to see you, my friend. Happy Easter to you as well. You've been on my mind. In fact, Tony, I was going to send you an email yesterday. Let's connect next week. Okay, buddy? We got a lot of things to talk about. So great to see you, man. Thank you for being here. So for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, let me set the stage for what we're doing this week and in these live conversations. March 13th of 2020, Friday, 10 a.m. in this very office is when I came to the conclusion that the world was going to change overnight as a result of COVID. And Bethany, my partner, and I, we got together. We said, what are we going to do to support our clients in the industry? And we said we had to do 4 things. Number 1, we wanted to reach out to the industry, provide inspiration. Number 2, provide insight. Number 3, provide connectedness. And number 4, try to hug each of us. 4 things I think that we all were going to need, and it proved right, I believe. And then fast forward a year. Several weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago from today, March 12th, it was the 1-year anniversary of that date, and 8,760 hours had passed since then. So that week I was flying down to Miami, my first trip in those 8,760 hours on an airplane, and I pulled out my journal. And I started thinking about what were the lessons that I could pull from those 8,760 hours. And I sent out this email that you see scrolling on the screen. And it was one of the most replied to and forwarded emails that I've written in my career. And so it got me thinking about wanting to have this dialogue with all of us. And the 10 lessons that came out, as you see on the screen, we've been talking about the first 5 this week. Number 1, on Monday, we started with time is precious. Second lesson, connections are undervalued. 3, our health is everything. Yesterday, we talked about you can be asleep while being awake. And then today, we're going to talk about technology. It can be an amazing enabler, and it can also be a destroyer. On Monday, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about leadership mattering. Then we're going to talk on Tuesday about the human spirit, the lesson that I learned that the human spirit, we yearn to explore. Then on Wednesday, we'll come back and we'll talk about entering the new age of acceleration. Thursday, life being a healthy struggle. And Friday, we'll wrap it all up with my 5th lesson, and that is that we need to take control and shift to tomorrow. So with that, we're going to talk about number 5, technology is enabler or destroyer. And if you're ready, let's get into it, okay? World famous, good morning, my friend from California. I know you're there. We loved the conversation we had yesterday as a result of these conversations. And world famous, you as we talked yesterday, Rick, we got Tony on from Milan, Italy. So yeah, we're making that world famous even broader here, man. So love. Thanks for being here. Okay, so let's talk about this 5th lesson. The 5th lesson is what I just came to the conclusion, right, that technology, it's amazing. But technology is both an amazing enabler and it's also a destroyer. And here's the way I thought about it, and I'm thinking about it. I mean, we can go into big stories about killing jobs, all that, and but this is my thinking, okay, right now. Could you have imagined going through these last 8,760 hours without these technologies that we hold in the palm of our hand, right? Technology has played truly an amazing positive role in these last 8,760 hours. I mean, from our ability, right, to order everything with just a few clicks, to ordering our food, our diapers, the toilet paper, remember that? And puzzles and everything else with just a few clicks, and it showed up at our door. Amazing. The streaming of entertainment and video calls that kept us connected, and the FaceTime that allowed us to stay in touch with our elderly parents and the like. Right? Technology also allowed for the creation of the vaccines in unprecedented and historic time. These bits and bytes of technology, right? They allowed for our healthcare workers to care for the ill and to keep businesses in touch with suppliers and customers. So truly, it's an enabler. On the other hand, what we saw in the last year is the destructive nature of technology as well, right? Technology also has allowed for fake news. Technology has allowed for the dividing of this amazing country along tweet lines. Technology has allowed for the masking of loneliness, right? It allowed for an anonymity and even the protection of spewing hate from both the left and the right. So it's an amazing enabler, but I just have to pause after the last year and think about its destructive nature as well. So we can't stop the inevitability of technology's rapid advances. I don't want to stop it. But I think, and I'm talking to myself, you guys, I think we can and must use it to enable all that is good and be resolute in minimizing its destructive nature. Does that resonate? Does that make sense? I'd love your comments. Guy, thanks again, man, for coming. Are you still out in Denver, man? Great to see you. Paul, great to see you, my friend, right? Here in friendly Canada. I love it, man. Yeah, so Paul, great to see you too, my friend. So Let me just give you two personal examples of how over the last year technology has been destructive for me, but then also a tremendous enabler. Okay, so first, the destructive nature of it, guys. Um, I am a strong conservative, and I have strong beliefs. Okay, conservative beliefs. So strong, I actually ran for the U.S. House of Representatives in 2010. Okay, now I'm here, so you know how that ended up, right? I'm not in D.C. Thank God, by the way. All right, and I'll share that story another day. But here's the thing: I have some friends, good, close friends, lifelong friends, who are as liberal as I am conservative. And I got to tell you, for the last 30 years, we've had great, lively debates, and we've been respectful, and we've been listening and learning from each other of each other's views. And then what happened? Then came the 8,760 hours. And Karen, I'm sorry. Good morning. Look at what Karen put up there. Dirk for president. That's the first time ever, Karen. And thank you very much, but I'm going to keep doing these LinkedIn lives. Right, Karen? Thanks for the thought. So anyway, me and my liberal friends, right? Guys, I still feel, not just remember, I still feel, I physically feel that night on Facebook, right? Using technology of Facebook. When I entered into conversation on the election with one of my dear liberal friends, Dave. And Dave and I live across the lake from each other. Our children are friends. We vacation together. We ski together. We go to the beach together. We're dear lifelong friends. And I still feel that night because there was a night right after the election that I almost lost a dear friend. We both signed off of Facebook, angry, uncompromising. And I truly went to bed feeling like our friendship, 30-year friendship, was over. And I felt worse than awful. And I know Dave did as well. The way I felt was this: picture a car with its tires out of balance, the wobble of that car, and then the uncomfortableness and the worry for the car occupants as it's wobbling down the road. While still making it down the road, you know something is wrong, possibly terribly wrong. And I was that car that night. I was on technology. I wasn't communicating. I was doing something. But man, I was out of alignment. I was out of alignment with my values. I was out of alignment with my personal values. Personal values are those beliefs, those guiding principles that we hold dear. And when we're in alignment, they guide our decisions and our actions. And I value friendships. But I didn't value my friend that night. I value deep, meaningful, and even challenging conversations. There's nothing better than a challenging conversation. I love it. But I didn't listen, nor was I open to opposing views that night. And technology, that Facebook conversation, I'm not blaming technology, right? It all falls on me. But technology, I believe, can be this destroyer as well. So I went to bed that night feeling awful. I woke up the next morning, and here's the actual text exchange between Dave and I the next morning. First, I on the left, I said, David, good morning. I said, I hate where our country is right now and how emotionally attached I am to it. We disagree on the political front. I'm going to try like hell to block it all out for a while. And I want you to know that I love you, man, and I love your family. Have a great week. And Dave came back to me and said, hey, buddy, I thought the same thing last night. I went to bed with a heavy heart. Remember when our conversations were about starting a business? We have this amazing business called the Business of Idge, like Beveridge, Dave Idge, right? So we're going to have T-shirts made up, man. We've been talking about this for 20 years. Who'd buy the first T-shirt, all right? Anyway, the Business of Idge. And he said our biggest disagreement was, is it spelled with an E or an A, right? We need to get back to that point as a country. He says, by the way, I'm done with social media too. Thanks for the note, Dirkage. Love you and your family as well. So just one example. how technology can be a destroyer. And yeah, in the last 8,760 hours, it almost destroyed a dear, dear friendship with me and a friend, Dave. How about you? Has technology been a positive, a negative for you as well? Dwight Williams, great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. He says, thanks for all you're doing, Dirk. Have a good Friday. Have to run, but listening to a recording. Good to see you, Dwight. Thanks for jumping in, man. I appreciate it. So there's a bad example, right, of how it can be a destroyer. Super simple. A way that it's a positive is where I am right now. I mean, here is a picture from behind the scenes. Here's a picture of my studio, right? This studio in my office. Man, I got lights. I got a microphone up here. I think it's so cool. I've got a mixer. I've got this technology hub of some sort that it's called there. I've got other microphones. I got software. I've got this large screen. There's another screen here. I'm going to get more. I got to tell you something. To me, it's so cool. But this studio would have cost me $100,000 or more just 5 years ago, right? And here we can build it here and I like it. So technology in this case is an amazing enabler, right, for us to reach out and touch each other. So lesson number 5, technology can be a great enabler or it can be a great destroyer. Let me see what Paul, thanks for jumping in. I love your thoughts always. So Paul says, it's hard not to see the incredible divide across the border, an unreal thing to observe for all of us in Canada. And Paul, I know like you, like me, it just breaks my heart what's going on. And we as a country got to get together. And technology is going to either enable or destroy it. And tired of, yeah. Paul says the only negative is our people and tired of work from home. Paul, I don't know if you were on with us on Tuesday when I talked about connections and relationships. Absolutely, we talked about that. Hey, Joe, no problem, man. Good morning. I'm so glad you made it here. And we're just about ready to wrap this up. So, guys, my 5th lesson is that I took from last year was that technology is an enabler or destroyer. I hope it gets you thinking a little bit as it does for me. Here's the reflection that I wrote to myself, and I got to think to myself, has technology been a source of good for me over the last 8,760 hours? It has. It also was, as you saw in that one example with my friend with Dave, it also did some bad things for me as well. And I just got to make sure that I'm using the technology that's aligned to my values, right? To bring goodness to the world and to bring goodness to everything that we do here. So guys, that's it. A little shorter today. I hope this 5th value or lesson had value and stimulate the thinking. I can't wait for next week. We've got a great week of the next 5 lessons lined up. We'll start Monday again at 9 a.m. Central Time. Everybody, thank you for being here. Know that I'm thinking of you all. Know that I want the absolute best for every single one of you, for our countries, right? The U.S. is represented here. Canada is represented here. Italy is represented here. There's so much goodness in this world. I had notes. I wasn't going to for this, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but I believe there's so much goodness in this world. There's so much goodness in this world. And technology, for some reason, is driving us towards the hate. It's driving us towards the bad in a lot of instances. And we have to be resolute. I, Dirk, have to be resolute to ensure that we're using technology every day in every way to bring the goodness that this world has to each and every single one of us. So with that, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Karen, great to see you. I love seeing you as well, Karen. Thank you so very much for joining us. Ted, man, great to see you. Thank you for a positive week. Man, I know you've got your mojo back, Ted. Remember that, bud? I know you've got your mojo back. Keep that mojo going. And everybody, I really appreciate you. Let's go out there, spread goodness. What a weekend to spread goodness, right? Let's go out and spread goodness with everything we do today. Use technology to do that. And with that, I'll sign off for the weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning. Okay, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And let's use technology as an amazing enabler. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.